the counteroffensive, which was launched by the Ukrainians just a month ago, was really costly in terms of weaponry, in terms of getting the manpower in order to push out the Russian forces and force them to retreat. The losses have been immense, and he has stated that before as well, but he has also stressed that the situation was much worse on the side of the enemy, as he has stated it. So we are seeing that the president of Ukraine, Vladimir Zelensky, is acknowledging the difficulties of those battles of getting to Kherson and fighting off the Russians, forcing them to retreat. We are also seeing that the Ukrainian military is not stopping. The counteroffensive has gained momentum. They are now pushing the Russian soldiers and asserting pressure on them in the southern regions of Zaporozhye, in the Kyiv Peninsula, which is strategically very important. And now we're seeing the Ukrainian military continuously attack the Chaplinka logistics hub of the Russian military, forcing the Russian military to remove its heavy artillery. They have been taking away their helicopters, as we are seeing more sophisticated attacks by the Ukrainian military, which now has the power to strike further deep into the occupied territories, which are under Russian control. So the president is making it clear that the job is far from over, but that he does appreciate the manpower, the morale, and the willingness of his soldiers to continue to push out the enemies, as he has called them. Well, the situation has been deteriorating as of especially in the past 2 weeks, since Russia has decided to continuously target, using its missiles, drones, at really any vital civil infrastructure that it can get its hands on. We have traveled across most of Ukraine, Odessa, Mykolaiv, Kryvyi Rih, and Dnipro, and got to Kyiv ourselves last night. And really, the whole of the country is struggling with basic public service supplies. In Mykolaiv, the water is so dirty that people are unable to take a shower because the water filters and the water supply lines have been targeted there, as well as the ports, which are used to supply, or which have been used in the past to supply the world with food. So Russia continues to push this narrative that it is moving away from targeting just military, but that it is targeting civil infrastructure in order to make it very difficult for the Ukrainian military. But that is not the full truth. In Odessa, people also were constantly without electricity. In Kryvyi Rih, one of the biggest industrial cities, communications were getting worse. Those are getting worse as well here in the capital. Here in Kyiv, some 500,000 homes remain without electricity and water. 10 million altogether, it is suspected, that are still without electricity across the whole country. So we are seeing another push by the Russian military to destabilize and make life very difficult for Ukrainians as temperatures are dropping.